All right, I think we are recording. So, hey, what's up, everybody? My name is Jess. I am Superstar Consultant for the Energizer Buddies family of teams, and we are talking about transitioning from spring and summer to fall. So, I'm really excited to share this with you. It's super, super important, so that's why we're going to go ahead and record. I do ask if you guys hop in that you do mute yourself if you are hopping in on the Zoom call. If you're watching this on YouTube or Facebook, hey. So, transition is really, really important because there are a lot of things that go into transition month, and we're also going into technically our busy part of the year. Now, I know that the pandemic has been a little crazy and our businesses have been booming, but if things go the way that they have in the past, then fall is going to be a very busy time for us, and I want to make sure that every single one of you guys are prepared. So, I have a couple things that I want to share with you all and a couple supplies that I definitely recommend getting as soon as possible because once payday hits, they're all going to be gone. Um, Once you get those, I'll talk about some best practices. And then I'll talk about a little bit of organization. And if you do have a team, some leadership things as well. So, let's go ahead and get started. I did want to let you guys know that I am going to briefly touch on the incentive for fall since it is a important time and this is the first day of the new incentive. I'm going to do a separate call for incentive planning once I have training from Christina, who is one of our Superstar directors. She's doing a coaching for leaders to um, do incentive training. So that'll be a totally different call. Just wanted to go ahead and let you guys know that up front. If I don't do a call, then I'll still do a video and just post on YouTube. So let's start with what is transition. So transition, depending on when the catalog starts, transition will be the month before. So our catalog starts August 1st. So our transition period is the month of July. Typically, you'll see a lot of things while supplies last for transition. There will be some things that'll be on sale right now due to manufacturing, but we are not having a 10% off for those of you that have been through a transition before. Everything's going to be regular price except for your clearance, obviously. And then there are some cleaning options that are on sale due to the nozzle situation. There's a news tab article if you don't know what I'm talking about. I just found out about this morning. So, yeah, so transition is where we're having those while supplies last. We do have a list of discontinued items, which I'll put in our um, group page as well as a team chat. So that way you guys have that list and you can utilize those to speak with your customers, people that, love those. You can get them signed up for Scentsy Club, which we'll talk about in a second. Excuse me. Um, so you have your discontinued list, things that are not going to be available after the end of this month. And then we also have the new fall supplies that are going to be available in the consultant store right now. So I want to start with those because that's something that is super, super important that you need and 100% necessary. So I'm going to go ahead and share my screen really quick. Let me move over to the consultant store. Share my screen. And we'll go ahead and talk all things Scentsy Success. So if you guys don't know how to get to the consultant store, you'll just log into your workstation and it'll either be over here on the left hand side or you can click on it up here if you're already like in the news tab or something. I think also this is just sitting there all the time, so you can just click up there. One thing that you'll notice is there's a fall winter 2020 right here. So you'll go ahead and click this. And this will show you everything that you can get to prepare yourself for fall. There is a fall winter oil kit. I've never gotten the oil transition kit. As I mean, to be honest, it's a little pricey, and I'm balling on a budget. So there's a lot of different things here. There's also a catalog binder insert. So if you're interested in doing events, or if you like to carry around a catalog for people to flip through. Now, I know that's going to be a little bit different considering we're in a global pandemic right now. But if you want to have that in a small binder, this is a really good option for you. It has the 3-hole punches, as you can see. There are these little bookmarks that are really cute. They have a price list on the other side. So I know a lot of people that do events will grab this and they'll put it in a catalog and give it to different customers. But here's the essentials, because let's be real. We need essentials. Also, full disclosure, if you do not have a pen and paper, I definitely recommend getting a pen and paper. I would recommend getting maybe a journal, especially if this is your first transition, because you're going to want to know everything that you wrote, like everything that you're doing. Make sure that you write it down, so that way you can be like, okay, this is what I did. This was the result. How can I use that to make the next transition better? Anyway, going back to this little soapbox. So, one of the very first things that you need to add to your cart right now is a fall winter transition set. So what this is this is all of the fall and winter testers, even the new scents, that are going to be available come August 1st. Now, the reason this is a transition set is because there are some fragrances that are still going to be around. So if you have a full tester set, so if you bought the $99 kit, or if you joined with a host kit, then you're going to have a full tester set. So you only need to get this transition set, so that way you have all of the fragrances that you need for your customers to smell or for you to smell, so that way you're set up for success. This is non-negotiable. You need to get it if you can, and it's on sale right now for $16. I guarantee you get these testers, the sales that you'll get from knowing what all the smells smell like, you'll make that money back. I promise you. So, number one, if you did get certified before the end of the incentive period, which was yesterday, end of June, and you are part of my frontline. So if I directly sponsored you, you will be getting this. I believe we had one, so shout out to Tyler. I did purchase your transition set today, so that's exciting. Super exciting. All right, so transition set. Write that down, or if you have a tab open, add that to your cart. Next thing is a fall winter catalog, which can we just stop for a second? These are beautiful. This cover is so pretty. So pretty. Anyway, so one thing that I recommend, and this is what I did this morning, is I grabbed 2 packs of the catalogs. Now, if you just started, or if you don't have that kind of money, just get one, because you get 25. And then once you get low, you can get more. They're always going to be catalogs. Well, in some form, there will always be a catalog. Scentsy is surprising me. There are a lot of consultants, and things are selling out quickly due to our pandemic situation. So that's why I recommend getting them now, because honestly, they may sell out on payday. So we're just going to prepare for it's going to sell out. So I recommend getting 2 if you can. If not, you just get 1. If you can't do 1, we'll talk about some other options. But I definitely recommend getting the catalog, and write down catalogs, put a little dash beside it on your piece of paper, and then what you're going to do, just write contact list right there. We'll talk about that here in a second. So these are like gold. I give these to anyone that orders, over at $30 or more. They get a catalog. Anyone that is interested in joining, interested in hosting a party, anyone that is going to take a pouch party, there will be at least 1 catalog. I usually put 3 in there, so that way they can give 2 to their friends. These are gold, so you don't want to be like, oh, who wants a catalog? Oh, who wants a catalog? Now, if somebody specifically asks me for a catalog and they haven't ordered, I'll definitely send them a catalog and I'll send them a couple samples. But this isn't the catalogs, it's $10 for 25 of them. So you want to guard them a little bit, but you also want to make sure that you're not keeping materials outside of your catalog season. We'll talk about that here in a second. So we've ordered our catalogs, we've ordered our testers, our transition set. The other thing that I definitely recommend, which I did not grab, daggone it, I had to add it to my next order, is this product training guide. There is a new product training guide every single season, and 100% recommend, because not only does it show you the new products and it has information on how you can market them, how you can use them. It has information on specifics for that specific item. So like the new wall fan with the lights, or with the new fragrance flower design, it's going to have more detailed information. So if you have a customer asking questions, or if you're trying to get your marketing, your social media marketing going, or you're trying to do virtual parties, this is the perfect item to have. It is a must have, and it's only $2. So I definitely recommend. I know you guys are going to have some orders this week. Add this to your order as well. Like I said, it's $2. But I'm telling you, the sales that you're going to get from having this knowledge is priceless. Priceless. So we've got our transition set. We've got our we've got our transition set. We've got our catalogs. We've got our training guide. So let's say that you are balling on a budget, and I get it. I joined for $15 and I was struggling. Me and Josh were struggling because we both joined for 15. We were broke as a joke, and we were like, how in Hades are we going to get this stuff for fall? Now, we were a little bit lucky because when we went to reunion, it was in person. So we did get our transition set and we did get a thing of catalogs, but we ran out of those really quickly. So we're like, oh, what can we do? What can we do? There are some cheaper options for you. And I recommend getting one of each of these, but they're not like, oh, you must have them right now. A showcase brochure is $5 and you get 25 of them. So if you don't want to grab the catalogs for $10, which I recommend, or if you can't, then I would recommend getting these showcase brochures, because it's the same information. It's just not going to have like the join information. It's not going to have the host information. It's not going to have the cute extra pictures that are in the catalog. It's just straight information. Here's the products, here's how much they are, and here are all the smells. So it's a really great thing for orders that are under $30. If you're trying to put it in mailers, showcase brochures are really great. And it also has like that catalog feel without all of the pages. So if you have somebody that has never tried Scentsy before, I definitely recommend maybe a showcase brochure for their first look. And then if they're interested, then maybe, get them into a catalog. But sometimes a catalog, depending on the person, can be a little overwhelming. So just kind of gauge your customer on that. I definitely recommend having a thing of showcase brochures, having a thing of catalogs, and then going into our next item, having a thing of product lists. So this is just bare bones. You get 150 product lists for $9. That's the best bang for your buck right there. So if you are 100% balling on a budget, $9, you get 150 of them that'll last you through the whole season plus some. And once you're done with them, or once the season's over, if you still have some left over, they're great to just shred, and you can put them in orders. So this is bare bones. It's going to show you every item that's in the catalog, just right there. Here's the list. There's a lot of videos that you can fold them up and make them with little pockets, and they're really cute. So people that do events, or if you are just trying to get a bunch of samples out, or pouch parties, whatever, you can fold these up, smack a label on them, and then you're good to go. So these are good if you're trying to save on postage, because I know postage is so expensive right now. These work perfectly in a mailer, anything like that. So if you have somebody that, just orders like $10, throw a product list in there, thank you. So, and they'll be like, ooh, what's this? And then you can talk to them a little bit more. So those are the like must-have fall items. If you guys have any questions about any of those, feel free to reach out to me. You guys know how to contact me. If you need me, call me, beat me. I got you. But those 100%, make sure that you have those ASAP. If you got the money before payday, go ahead and do it. And then you can use your Scentsy Pay to kind of recoup those costs and, put it into your bills or something. So yeah, we've got our supplies. Let's go ahead and talk planning, because we're in an incentive right now. We're always in an incentive, but this is like the creme de la creme. This is a family incentive. You can earn this incentive for up to 6 people total. So 5 other people, including yourself. And so that's a big deal. Like, Scentsy hasn't done that for a while. So I want to set you guys up for success. And doing this transition the right way, you're definitely going to be going into the fall rocking and rolling. But I want you to kind of like take a minute, especially since it's transition, before we hit this new catalog, and just write down what your goals are. Now, I know that in the post I had you already write down your goals. So if they're already right there, put them somewhere. You can make them pretty. You can put them on some sort of vision board or just pretty piece of paper, something so that you can look at them every single day. Because from experience, fall, I was not prepared for my first fall. And I struggled because my business grew bigger than I thought it was going to grow. And I wasn't ready for it. And so I shrunk. And I had to build my business back up completely. And I don't want that to happen to you guys. I want you guys to be ready to flourish, because fall is the craziest but the most fun time you'll ever have. And yeah, that's really all I can say about it. So I want you to write those goals down. I want you to be able to look at them every single day, even if it's on a post-it in the bathroom, because let's be real, we'll go to the bathroom every day. Write those goals down. If you want, you're welcome to share them with me. I'd love to hear what you guys' goals are, so that way I can help you make a plan, or I can just cheer you on. I love being a cheerleader. So write those goals down, and I want you to, the goal that you have in your brain, I want you to go one step further. I want you to push yourself a little bit, because fall is those times where, when things got kind of crazy in March and April, and everybody was wanting Scentsy and sales were through the roof, and that's when things started selling out. That's how fall is like normally. So I want you to push past like the goals that you've written down already. I'm going to try to English for you guys. Let me grab a drink really quick. So the goals that you have written down, if you've already written them down, I want you to push past them a little bit. I want you to write down something that kind of gives you the tingles when you write it down. So like, I'll just share one of my goals. So one of my goals for fall is to hit director. And every time I say the word director, it just gives me goosebumps, because I didn't think it was going to happen, because I'm not a salesperson. My mom was in direct sales. I was like, I'm not about it. And it's just so crazy. I tell people all the time, like, it's so crazy where I'm at right now. It's so crazy that we have a group of 19 people. Oh, that gives me shivers just thinking about it. So push past those goals. And it's crazy, because if you do get that, write down that really scary goal, even if you don't hit it, you'll still hit that original goal that you wrote down. And so it's really cool to just be able to see where you are, and where you want to go, and see it kind of pull together in the fall. So you've got those goals. Now we've got to figure out like how we're going to do that. So once you've got your supplies ordered, we've got all that done, what you're going to want to do is you're going to go to you're going to want to go, cannot English, guys. You want to go to your contacts tab, and I'm going to try not to divulge a bunch of customer information, but I know I'm sitting here like, oh, don't look at it, but it is what it is. I'll just put like a little thing here. Anyway, so you want to go to your contacts tab. There are different ways that you can pull it out. So if you have Microsoft Excel, you can export it there. There will be some multiples just because other people will make different accounts and things like that. That's okay. Or you'll make an account for them and they won't sign into it. So it's totally okay. Export to Excel, condense that down. Another thing too is if you've had people that were your customers that joined your team, you're going to want to, kind of consolidate that in an Excel spreadsheet as well. The thing that we're going to look at is this contacts breakdown, because it'll show you who's subscribed to your newsletter. You want to make sure that you're talking to everyone about your newsletter, because your newsletter sends it out automatically. You can personalize it if you want to. I know a lot of people don't, but that's one of the things that we're going to talk about in a little bit. But yeah, I recommend going through this contacts tab. If you're part of my frontline, then you are going to already know this because I said it last week sometime. But I want you to go through each person. It's going to be tedious and it's going to take forever. And if you want, we can get in like a Zoom call, or we can do like a messenger room, or whatever you guys want to do to make it more fun, because I'm not telling you it's going to be easy. It's not going to be easy. Fall is the craziest time. You're going to feel stressed out. But if you let that stress, you let that anxiety get the best of you, you are not going to flourish in fall. And that's what we want you guys to do. So that's why I went ahead and wanted to do this right now. So we got a whole month to get ready for it. And that way, the questions that you guys have, send them to me and I can address them for you before we hit fall. Because we're trying to be awesome. But you're going to go through each contact, their phone number, their email address. I recommend text first. Text each of them. I know that there are going to be people you haven't talked to in a while, because there are people that I haven't talked to since last May when I started. There are going to be people that don't respond to you. There may be people that say no, and that's okay. You're going to write down next to their name, no response. They said no, not right now. No, thank you. Maybe. What you're going to do is you're just going to check in with them. You're going to see how they're doing. Times are crazy right now. We all need interaction. Just say, hey, it's Jess, your Scentsy lady. I know it's been a while. I'm updating all of my systems, and I just wanted to reach out to you. How are you doing during this time? Don't have to be about Scentsy. Just check in with them, because if you don't talk to me for 6 months and then want me to buy Scentsy from you, no way, Jose. I'm not going to respond to you. I've done it, y'all. People don't respond. They just like, nope, bye. So reach out personally to each one of them. If they respond, put a star next to their name and have a conversation with them. And just be like, hey, I'm updating my Scentsy systems. I wanted to let you know that I'm really excited for the fall. Have you had another consultant share any fall information if you haven't talked to them in a while? Or I just wanted to make sure that I have the most up-to-date email address for you so I can share all the fall goodness with you. Would that be okay? So that way they're saying yes and they're giving you their email address, and if it's different, you can update it. And then you can go in and make sure that they're subscribed to the newsletter. See? Boom. So that way you're not, since he gives us a newsletter, so we don't have to make one. I know some people do other things through MailChimp and things like that, but that's the easiest way to make sure that you're getting Scentsy information to them every single month is that newsletter. Speaking of that newsletter, you're going to see something right here. It says your newsletter will go out soon. Click here to personalize your newsletter. And it will give you a rough mailing date. That's for last month. So it hasn't updated for July yet. But what you can do is it'll be add personalized content. It'll show you what this is or what it's going to send to your customers. So I just put a random name in there. And you get to customize what it says right here. It's right here. So you can change this to meet your personality. I recommend 100% make sure that anything that goes to your customers, that your customers are looking at, personalize it if you can. It's so great. Now, the only exception that I will say to this is those parties that you open for your website. I don't personalize. I personalize the name, but I don't personalize any of that other information because I have so many parties open at one time. It's just a time saver to just do the defaults for that and then have a custom name. But let me share with you how to update your website, because if you haven't updated your website recently, you're going to want to do it right before the fall, because fall is when there's a lot of visibility on your website. A lot of people are going to be there. They're Christmas shopping. Scentsy is the perfect Christmas gift, and you're just going to want to make sure that that's a part. Oh, we're on a desktop. So if you're on a desktop, you're going to go to your account tab over on the right-hand side. If you're on a mobile, it's going to be on your left-hand side, right there. Awesome, awesome. So we're going to scroll down to personal website, and we're going to hit edit right here. So this will let you completely customize your personal website. You can change the photo. If you don't have a picture of yourself or you and your kids or your family, you and your dogs, you need to change it. That is the easiest way for customers to connect with you, especially if you're a lead consultant above and people are finding you on the consultant finder. Yes, they can see that other picture, but I'm sure they see a bunch of other consultants that haven't updated their picture either, and it looks the same, and they're like, I can't really connect with this consultant. I don't know what they look like. So this is super, super important. The next option is tell your story. Now, the things that I'm telling you are going to take some time. So contacting people in your contacts list, updating your personal website, getting the supplies, labeling everything. These things take time, but if you want to have 500 plus months in the fall and you want to earn this family incentive, because I know you guys deserve a vacation, especially through all this. If you do the hard things now, you're not going to have to do them later, except for this. You're going to have to update this every so often. But incentives are built to push your business to be where it needs to be, and to push you to the person that you want to be for your business. So do the hard things. Tell yourself, if you're like, man, I really don't want to do this, or man, I'm really just not feeling good today. Like, I feel like crap today, 100%. I have allergies going on, I have some other things going on, and I just don't feel good. I want to be snuggled up in my bed right now. But that doesn't pay my bills. That doesn't help me earn incentive. That doesn't help me reach my promotions that I want. Doesn't help my business grow. So whenever you feel like, oh man, I really just don't want to do this, like, okay, let's flip the switch, flip the script or whatever. Instead of I really don't want to do this, is replace it with this isn't a priority for me. And if that kind of like makes you feel like, I don't like the way that sounds, then you need to just go ahead and do it. You can complain to yourself, you can gripe. I complain all the time while I'm doing stuff. Excuse me. But it's super important to do these things, because I'm telling you, I speak from experience. I have multiple Scentsy.com orders. I've had at least 4 people join my team from Scentsy.com, and if you're on here, I love you. Shout out to you. And I can only equate it to I've personalized my website. So let's get into it. So telling your story. I definitely recommend updating this every 90 days. So that way down here, you can kind of update with, oh, this is the last incentive that I earned. This is the last promotion that I got, blah, blah. This is what I'm going to be doing tomorrow. So I'm not going to type this out while we're on a call. So this is your story. You can be as vulnerable as you want. You can make it as lighthearted as you want. Just be honest. Don't try to. People can see fakeness. They can see through all kinds of BS. So just be honest. If you join to make money, you join to make money. You don't have to have an entire sob story like I do. It's a lot of people join to make money or to get their stuff for free and half off, and people appreciate the honesty. Okay, the next one is your join page. Let me preface this with, if you don't feel comfortable being a leader and you don't feel comfortable sponsoring people, that's totally okay. You can take a non-leadership role if that's what you want, because I don't want people to do things that they're not comfortable with. So let's go into the join page. So you can totally customize this picture right here. And then it also has a recruiting message. Now, you can totally customize this. I've customized it just a tad. And it'll just, share your experience, why you've had fun with Scentsy so far, what you think that other people would get out of it. Yeah, I put a cute little picture because I'm a silly person. Those of you that have, talked to me or been on lives with me, y'all know that I'm silly as heck. And so I have a pickle on here. There's also what's warming in my home. I recommend making sure that there are fragrances that are available right now. So you can save those. And then there's also this analyze your website. If you want to be cool and do like Google Analytics, that's fine. I have never figured out how to make this work for me, so I just kind of left it alone. You also change the name of your website. I recommend, if you do one and you like it, I would just keep it so that way your customers um, aren't confused. They're like, oh, the website changed. Because I've been through like 3 website changes. I'm just telling you from experience, it's a lot easier if you just kind of let it do its thing. Okay, so we got our supplies. We wrote our goals down. We pushed past those goals a little bit. We've looked at our contacts tab, and we have talked about updating your newsletter and your account tab. So that's kind of like the hard stuff, because that's the stuff that's going to take time, and that's the stuff that's going to be the most that you have to kind of like force yourself to do, because it's not fun. You're like, oh, I have to type this out. Oh, I gotta text 50 people. It's daunting, I know, 100%. But if you can push past that and get that stuff done, like I said, if you've got a couple people that you talk to that do Scentsy or whatever, you'd be like, hey, let's get on a group call and let's just knock these contacts out. So that way you at least know that you made an effort, you took a step in your business, and that's the celebration that you can do. I'm all about little victories, because if you have anxiety like I do, I gotta do the little victories. So yeah, I think that's everything like on the workstation and stuff. We won't go over any sort of reporting or anything. We'll do that for a different day. Let's see. I had one. Is it here? That's for the incentive. We'll talk about that at the very end. Okay. So for those of you that are new, or if you are just kind of taking your business seriously like for the first time, I definitely recommend making sure right out the gate, especially before we hit the new catalog, that you go and get like a binder or some sort of planner, a journal, anything that you use to keep yourself organized, because you're going to thank yourself later when you have somebody texting you at midnight. I mean, if you don't work your business at midnight, have that boundary. But when you're, a customer's texting you about a certain thing, you're like, oh my gosh, where did I put it? I've been there and it sucks. So make sure that you're organized before August. That's why I wanted to make sure that we did this as soon as possible, first day out the gate. This is actually a Superstar Director's Google Drive that I found. I'm going to be linking all of these forms onto our team page on Facebook. If you're not on Facebook, then I am going to also send them out in an email. So that way everybody's got them and you can send them easily. If you're a leader, there are some leadership things right here. There are some personal business things that I love, love, love. If you're just starting out and you're like, man, I need to have a system, I need to get organized, but I'm not quite sure what I need to do. This shows you like things that you can do for your PRV to get those sales. If you need to start recruiting and getting party hosts, this is another really good awesome thing. And then you also have personal business for customer service. So once you do get that order, how you're spoiling and taking care of those customers after, so they do repeat orders. So I definitely recommend not writing them down, but printing these out and kind of like being like, okay, what can I do on my schedule? So that way I'm not like totally messing up my life with doing all the Scentsy stuff. Do like little chunks at a time, and it makes it so much easier. If you do monthly email, she has an email form. The one that I really love, there's a pre-order form right here. And like I said, I'm going to link all of these. But I just wanted to give you guys like just a little snapshot of what it looks like. There's a pre-order form. Now, the things that we're going to find out at SFR, I guarantee you there's going to be a couple that there's going to be a pre-order for. There's also, as I'm sure as you guys know, limited time offers. They don't last very long, and neither do the warmers of the month, apparently, because it went on back order in 5 minutes. But these pre-order forms are really, really important. I can do a whole different training on pre-orders because people do them so many different ways. But as long as you have people that are interested, you write that stuff down. You don't need a form for it. You can just have a list. But if you're type A like me, you like things to be pretty. Fifi Fitzgerald, this is her Google Drive, and she loves things to be pretty. So that's why I really like this one. There's also a form for orders to enter. I will open this one because it's pretty important. Invoice sent, if you do invoices, it shows when they're paid, once it's ordered and once it's delivered. So that way you just have a system that you can use to kind of check yourself, because I know life is crazy for everybody right now. The other thing that's really, really important is this daily tracking log. If you are serious about your business and you want to make sure that you are growing instead of being stagnant, this is a super important form. You can put a hole punch in it, or you can just keep it in a folder, and then you can just kind of take screenshots and update it weekly or whatever is easiest for you. I will say that when I started tracking my numbers every day, my numbers went up because I would look at it and be like, oh crap, I've only got this much and I need this much. So this is a really cool form that's already, made out for us. And then the last one that I'll show you guys is this monthly checklist. Now, if you're not like lead consultant and up, you're just a essential or a certified consultant, then you're going to see a lot of stuff on here that will not apply to you. The reason that I'm showing this form is because this is a bare bones system. And when I say system, it's just a way to get organized with your business. So Fifi is really big on making sure that she schedules her life out before she schedules any Scentsy stuff. Excuse me. So she makes sure she has her church events scheduled, her family events scheduled, personal time, date night, team socials, anytime like that. So that's, at the bottom, her life is first. And I think that's so important. That's why I really love this form. And so she does that on the first of the month, every single month. So if you are like an hourly planner, that's totally fine. I kind of like this one because I'm a list person, but I'm also not, I'm a procrastinator. There's really no other way for me to say it. So at least with this, it's more of a loose list, but it gives me constraints. So by the 5th, I need to do this. By the 10th, I need to do this. On the 15th, these things need to get done. By the 20th, these needs to get done. And by the end of the month, you need to do all those things, girl. So I really love this form. If you are looking for something like this, let me know if you're not a leader, and then we can definitely get one started for you. The very last thing that I wanted to share on this Google Drive is this personal business form. So I think that this is just a really great way to plan your month and front load that month. Now, when I say front load, I mean getting the PRV that you need, the recruits that you need in the first half of the month. So that way in the second half of the month, you can focus on really hitting those stretch goals. Ooh. Or recruiting or working with your team or whatever it is that you need to do. And then that last week is getting ready for the next month. So this is such an important tool because on the 20th, you can fill this out for August and you've already got your fall started. So that way you don't feel behind. It's so important in direct sales that you are ahead of the game and you're already planning, you're already gonna, and there are a lot of people that are really good at this on our team, like a lot better than I am. But this is something that I'm gonna be implementing. I'm gonna print all of these out and I'm gonna have a binder. So if you guys are interested in looking at my personal business binder and my leadership binder for my leaders, then I'll do another video. You guys just let me know. Okay. Boom. Second part's done. That was good, good, good. So the last thing that I wanted to touch on, we got about 12-ish minutes before the call's over. I want to talk about the incentive because fall incentive is a big deal. It's a big incentive. It's a 6-month incentive as opposed to like a 3-month, 4-month with the spring and summer. This is where we have our family incentive. There's a bunch of levels. We're not going to talk about the levels. You can look at the points. We're going to talk about how to earn the points because this is important and it can be a little confusing. So I want to make sure you guys are set up for success. Like I said, I am going to be doing another call for people specifically trying to hit this incentive. So that way we can kind of dig deep. We can go over this points planner, which I'm going to show you in just a second. And it can be more, personalized and things like that, not just me preaching to you like class. So before you hop into this, I definitely recommend, and this is in the big group, but I'll go ahead and post it in our team page. Christina Stainbrook, which is one of our Superstar directors, she made this points planner, and I think that it is just fantastic. This is exactly what we need. It shows you exactly what you need to hit incentive. It starts right here. What is your level goal? What level do you want? How many points do you want? What's your starting title? So if you're a certified consultant or you're an essential consultant, it's going to be really easy for you to rack up on points because you just recruit, promote, get all the points. And then what your title goal is for this incentive. So for me right now, I'm a superstar consultant. My goal is to be a director. So if you are an essential consultant, I recommend your goal for this incentive would be to hit leader star. So that way you can capitalize on as many points as you want. So that way you can get these different levels, which are up at the top. So that way you don't have to go to the incentive tab to look at all the different points. And it's really, intuitive. It shows you how many points you need. and how many you need for sponsoring points, which we'll talk about here in a second. And then it goes into really in depth which month, what your completion goal needs to be. So, in August, you need to have level 1. If that's your goal, fantastic. But I definitely recommend, trying to hit level 2. If you have a significant other, or you have a friend or family member, somebody that you think would be really awesome at Scentsy and they would really enjoy it, earn a spot for them on this trip. Take them with them if you know them and you're comfortable with that. But it also tells you like the focus. So like this month, it's so important to be talking about the opportunity, especially we're about to go into fall. It's a great way to get money back on Christmas purchases. It's a great way for people to get that extra Christmas money that they need to work on their schedule. If they're looking for a work from home option because of the coronavirus, this is definitely an option for them. So we want to focus on sponsoring, getting that PRV up, and planning for this incentive. So that's why I wanted to briefly talk about it, but I will be doing another call for the incentive specifically. And then it gives you some information that we're going to talk about here in a second. And then this is basically a tracker. So if you want some more information or you're kind of confused about this tracker, just let me know. Like I said, we're going to be doing another training, but if you would like some more like one-on-one talks about this, just holler at me. I don't mind to help you. So let's get into like where you're going to get these points, because you're like, Jess, I got this planner, I'm ready to go. I want this incentive. I don't care where we're going. We're taking a vacation. All right, cool. Me too. All right, so the qualification period is July through the last day of the month, so New Year's Eve. You get 1 point for every PRV that you get. So you get active, you've already got 200 points. That's the easiest way for you to get points for the incentive. I recommend not relying on PRV only, because you do have to have sponsoring points as well. So PRV is great. We need to build that foundation anyway. You need to try to get 500. If you're right now only doing about 200, that big goal year should be 500. If you're already hitting almost 1,000, which a couple of you guys are, because you guys are freaking rock stars, I love you so much, then we need to hit 1,000 for this consistency, so you can get these extra points. If you're hitting 1,000 or more, 1,500 or 2,000. My goal every month is 2,000. I haven't hit it yet, but dang it, that's my goal. But if I shoot for 2,000, I'll hit 1,000. So I at least get this consistency. So since he's setting us up for a consistent business, for a big business, and as we go through this, you'll understand like, oh yeah, they're wanting me to be consistent with my sales. Oh, they're wanting me to be consistent with recruiting and coaching my team, which are 3 really the bare bones of your business right there. All right, here's the fun one. You also get points for promotions. So if you are an essential consultant like you just joined today, congratulations. Once you hit certified, you'll get 1,000 points. Plus you'll have some other points for your PRV, but you promote to lead, you get 1,500 points. You promote to star, you get 2,000. Superstar, you get 3,000. Director, which is what I'm working to hit, is 5,000. And then if we start to go crazy, we'll hit these other things, but we got to get the other ones first. So you get points for promoting yourself. So that's super, super important. If you're doing the other things, the promotions will come. I say a lot, don't focus on the promotion. The only promotion that I try to focus on is hitting certified, because you're making more money, because we all like making more money. All right, so those are 3 things that we have control over for the most part. Personal promotions, there is group stuff involved for lead and stuff like that, but those are pretty much things that we can control. This is something that is a little bit more group related. So if you do have a team, then this is going to be more a part of your points as well. It is going to be an activity bonus. So you will hear a lot once you hit lead for this, paid at title. So title is, so I just promoted to superstar consultant not last month, but in May. So my goal for it to be paid at title is to have those stats or those numbers that I hit when I promoted. And so that means that you're getting paid at the superstar consultant compensation plan row. Now, this past month in June, I didn't hit that in group. So I got paid at the rank of star consultant and not at title, which is superstar consultant. Now, if that's a little confusing, you can ask any questions that you want. I'll look at the chat when we're finished. But any rank, so if I'm only paid at a star consultant, I'll still get 300. But if I get paid at title, you get the points for your title. And then this is really, really important because I know that we do have a lot of new people on the team. If you sponsored someone before July 1st, and they hit certified, you'll get 250 points for each one of them. And then if you sponsor and promote a new certified consultant, so somebody joins, we have a lot of people joining and hitting certified second month, which is amazing. You get 1,000 points for each frontline consultant. So that's people that you personally sponsor during this incentive period that hit certified. If they go ahead and also promote to lead or star consultant, each one of these promotions will get you 1,000 points. So once you hit your sales, once you recruit, then you want to make sure that you're coaching them to get where they want to go. Now, bear in mind, and this is something that's really, really important, don't push someone to a goal that they don't want just so that you can hit an incentive, because that's not right. That's not cool. And I don't think anybody on this team would, but I just wanted to put that out there because incentives are meant to be supplemental and everybody has their own personal business. So we are all business owners. I'm not anybody's boss at all. You guys can do whatever you want. And when you recruit people, make sure that you're not trying to push them for your own personal gain, because at the end of the day, that is not cool. And they will be like, hey, that's not cool. I don't like that. And then they'll disappear really fast. So I recommend being really, really intentional with talking to them their first 70 days and making sure that they hit certified as soon as possible, because that's a 5% raise. After that, then the rest is up to them. If they want to sit at certified consultant, that's totally okay. It's whatever they want to do. But I always try to make sure they get that extra bonus, and then you're all good. Now, if you did earn a level of the Grow with the Flow incentive, which was our last incentive, so that would be Brittany, and that would be Alyssa. I know she'll watch the video, so exciting. You will also get points towards this incentive. Depending on the level that you got different points. So that'll be equally split between like PRV points and sponsoring points, which is really, really cool. Last thing that I wanted to say before we get any questions or we hop off is that you can come down here and it'll give you kind of like a little plan. And you can go in and look at the different things. So that way you can kind of have an idea what level it is. If you want like more specific help with making a plan, totally reach out to me. We can definitely get that going. All right, so I just wanted to see if anybody had any questions at all before I stop recording. And I don't think so. So I'm going to go ahead and stop the recording.